I'm honored today to sit with one of my favorite real estate attorneys in the top law firm of Revolve Law. And what we thought we'd discuss today is how to be a landlord, because a lot of people want to buy investment properties, but they don't take the right steps to protect themselves. And that's exactly what Sarah does.
Thank you, Annie, so much for having me. I'm honored to be here with you and have this discussion. So at Revolve, we get a lot of people who call us and they're interested in becoming a landlord. And there's a lot of pitfalls that I see first-time landlords get into. And these are the things that you want to avoid. So first and foremost, if you do want to become a landlord, I would recommend that you create an entity and distinguish yourself from the property itself so that there's some element of liability protection.
You're protecting yourself and your personal assets.
Correct.
I can imagine people who don't do that, you open yourself up to a lot.
Yeah, you get sued personally, so whoever owns the real estate, if it's in their name alone, those people on title get sued personally, and you definitely want to avoid that at all costs. So I recommend that an entity be created ideally for each property, but you could create one entity and have several properties underneath that entity, and then also to create a separate bank account, ideally for each property, or if you have a number of properties in that LLC or that holding company, to at least have its own bank account. And then for those of you who are not experienced or don't feel comfortable, it's a good idea to potentially outsource and have
Property
hire a
management.
property management company.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what you're doing, you don't want to get into trouble, and you want to delegate it to a professional if possible. If you do want to do it yourself, there are so many laws when it comes to landlord-tenant and real property in California. With COVID, we saw a huge influx of changes to laws that affect both landlords and tenants, and that's ever evolving.
Yes.
So you have to be really careful.
So you have to stay on what the new law is, which is changing probably all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Tenant Protection Act that went into law as of January 1st, 2020, that really changed the game. So unless you're in the business or love nerding out on the law, it's a lot to keep up with.
And to hire somebody like you is basically the lesson, right?
Yeah, I think it's best to hire a real estate agent, a property manager, an attorney. Have a team of professionals that do this all day, every day. It's very appealing to get into the business of being a landlord. But if you don't know what you're doing, I see clients get sued all the time. Or they don't have a proper lease in place, right? They take a lease from the internet that they found on Google. Don't do that. Use the California Association of Realtors form. Work with an experienced agent. Do everything you can do to mitigate future liability.
Absolutely. For anyone needing a real estate attorney, where can they find you?
So we have a website, Revolve Law Group. You can also find us on social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. We're happy to answer any questions that anybody might have. We offer free consultations.
And I have a client that they have worked with that calls them the piranhas, meaning that they're that great at their job. So trust me, you want them on your side. Thank you so much for talking today.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be here.
This was awesome. Thank you.